Hello and welcome to the next episode of Red Coin, the Nintendo podcast. In this episode, we recorded literally minutes after the big Pokemon announcement, so we will be looking at the Alola information in depth. We'll also be talking a bit more about Pokemon Go and some of the recent NX rumors that look like they could actually be true. And really quickly, if you are trying to avoid spoilers for the new Pokemon game, head straight to the 27-minute mark.
Hello and welcome to the first August episode of Red Coin, the Nintendo podcast.
Pinch and a punch for the first day of the month.
Well, we've timed these quite well lately, haven't we, guys?
That is correct. Yeah. Can you believe we're already in August,
Oh,
Cam?
Wow, eight months gone already. It's been a quick year.
It has.
So much.
Yes, Aaron, how are you?
I'm good, Adam. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. Very excited to talk.
I think we're all a bit buzzing after that.
Oh, yeah. It was a great Pokemon Sun and Moon
What an
announcement. Chris, once again, they've talked before they were introduced. Chris, once again.
That's just our shtick now, though.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's the thing.
So, Chris, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah. Super excited for November. Can't
It's
yes.
so much coming out
November
now.
18 can't come soon enough in more ways than ever before.
Well, even just the later half of the year, I feel like we've got a lot going on. Like, potentially NX reveal, potentially we'll get into that later, potentially, NES Mini, Pokemon.
Yes, and what can happen with Pokemon Go as well.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget this app has taken over
Yeah, a
the
lot
world
of
and
rumors.
our lives.
A lot of rumors around there.
And the world will never be the same. So look, let's jump straight into it. So the reason we're recording tonight is because we had this announcement of some more Pokemon Sun and Moon news that was due to come through.
And we were expecting just, a little announcement, couple new Pokemon.
That's what I thought.
Like a minute long video.
Yeah, Chris was speaking to us about it earlier, and we all thought we may have gotten like a second Evos for starters.
Yeah, that's
things
what I
like
thought was
that.
going to happen. Yeah, I was reading a few of the forums, bit of the gaff.
Yep.
That's what they were saying. So yeah,
sure.
Interesting.
Well, let's try something a little bit different. We've done something similar before, but let's play the video and we can talk about what happens as it happens.
Yeah, it's on mute right now.
Yeah, they don't need to hear the sound.
Let's
That's
have it on
fine.
mute. And I guess so.
We start off with
The
this.
video opens, and
I don't know if we've laughed like this in a recording in so long. Executor has a new form.
I don't think any of us were ready for this.
So basically, we've straight away been told Alola forms. So
Yeah.
Gen 1 Pokemon, and maybe other gens, we don't know yet, have specific Alola forms. So Executor, we've all seen the stumpy tree with the multiple heads, elongate its neck,
It's a giraffe.
give it a
You
dragon
basically
type.
swallowed a giraffe.
It's a pine tree.
Yeah.
Dude, that is one of the funniest things.
and its typing is Grass Dragon.
Yeah, so it gets
I
dragon
think it's
type.
really cool. I find that.
Did anyone see the ability?
No, do you
Frisk,
Frisk.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
which
Okay.
allows it to see what item a Pokemon has attached to it.
Yeah.
So I think Dragon is really good from the perspective it mitigates a lot of Grass's weaknesses.
Yeah.
As well. So I like the typing,
Gets
even
a
though
four,
it doesn't necessarily.
Gets a 4 times ice weakness though. So
It
It does,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it
Which-
doesn't make a lot of. Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
it later. But
What
terms-
happened with us?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You'll find out. But Grass and Dragon, overall, I think is
It's a new typing. We
It's-
haven't
it's
we
a
haven't
new
had that
typing,
before.
and-
Yeah, it is new.
It is new,
Yeah.
and but I don't think it necessarily makes sense with the long neck, and I don't know how it's dragon-like per se.
Yeah.
I would
The
be
stretching.
curious to see.
Stretching
I
necks.
do-
Wow.
I do believe these Alola forms will be able to learn different moves.
Yes.
I think they have completely different move sets.
Yeah,
So-
which will be interesting to see.
We'll move into the next bit. So we got a nice scene of Vulpix and Ninetales, and then they turn into shadows, and then we see Vulpix, as I've just decided to call it. Basically, ice forms of Vulpix and Ninetales. So Vulpix becomes ice, and Ninetales is Ice Fairy with this beautiful white curly
Which is
hair.
huge.
So
Like,
awesome, man.
Just a majestic snow fox.
So yeah, basically, and they get Snow Cloak, which is pretty cool. If you're running a snow team, it's a nice way of getting in that dodge bonus without having to worry about
That Ninetales is going to be
claws.
very powerful competitively.
Yeah.
So
Does anyone know if this is a unique typing as well? The Ice Fairy?
Ice
I kind of have a
Fairy.
feeling, but
I believe that it is.
I'm probably wrong,
Chris.
but yeah.
is I can't think of her name. Diance's not ice.
No,
it's
it's
rock.
Rock
Fairy.
Fairy.
Yeah, there we
So
go.
I
yeah.
do believe Ice Fairy is a unique typing as well,
Yeah.
which again, I always am a firm proponent of the more unique typing combinations we have,
Yeah.
the better. And so I think, it's a great typing, and I think it's a new favourite. I'm
Yeah.
ready to put it out there, guys.
What I'm concerned about is whether or not you have access to the normal versions of these. Like, it's the Alola forms. Obviously, I'm going to guess it appears in the wild in these forms.
Sure.
But if we transfer a Vulpix from the Game Boy version that was available, will that stay a normal Vulpix? Or
Yeah,
will that
it
become
will.
this?
And
I hope
that's
it
what I
does.
really like, because I think it's so easy to have the fire type if you really want the fire type.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's true.
And it's definitely no
So-
shortage of good fire types out there.
Certainly. And for me, it's like Vulpix and Ninetales, were kind of favourites, and they weren't really ever on my team at any point in later games. Whereas now, I think this is a must-have.
I'm really interested to know the shiny sprite.
I was about to
of
say
Ninetales,
Shinetails, Ice Shinetails.
because that is
Oh.
Ninetales is silver.
if it's pure black, that'd be awesome.
Oh
I
yeah,
reckon that'd
I'd
be
love
cool.
that. Yeah, or maybe a yellow.
I do believe they'll have different shiny forms as well.
I
I
hope so.
think that will be because we've seen it in the past with Pokemon that have different forms.
Yeah.
that their shiny
Like the
version is a
Shellos, they both, even though there's multiple ones.
or Worm
Yeah.
Adams. So moving on now, guys.
So more ice types: Sand Ice and Ice Slash, Sandshrew and Sand Slash.
Ice Shrew and
now-
Ice Slash.
So I just noticed actually Sandshrew gets ice and steel.
They're both
Yeah.
steel.
both ice and
So
steel. So
it's
that's
sort of
cool.
like a step up from Drillbur now,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
because
it's
they were
tough.
counterparts
It's
anyway.
tough with that fire weakness.
Yeah.
In terms of how it might operate.
and the ground weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Big time.
Interesting.
But it is a new typing. It is
Yeah.
a new typing again.
so Sandshrew kind of looks. Well,
And the
it's-
fighting weakness. Holy
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
There's
Sorry,
a lot of
sorry
weaknesses.
guys. That's
Sandshrew.
3-4 times.
Yeah, that's
weaknesses.
wow. Sandshrew looks like an igloo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like a
It's
little
an
igloo. Yeah.
So it's put on a bit of bulk, and then Sandslash is kind of taken a page out of Avalug's book and has grown some spikes.
yeah.
But they
Looks like a
really cool.
stalactite.
They stay
Stalagmite.
really true to the original form, so I think
Yeah,
they
which
look
I really
really
like.
good. And they get Snowcloak as well, which don't they get like Sand Veil or Sand Cloak? or something?
Sandbell, yeah.
One of them gets sand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so I
sheer
mean, it
force
just makes
maybe.
sense that
Yeah.
they get the equivalent of that in the ice form.
Yeah. So next we got let in on some new Pokemon discoveries. So we got Oricorio, which I didn't know what to expect with this. Like, first off, we should say this is a jam-packed reveal.
It
There's
really
so
is.
much in this video.
5 minutes and there's no filler.
I don't think there's never been a Pokemon with this much new reveals.
Yeah.
Just forms and
It's
other.
so funny, right? Because I remember that Treehouse demo at E3 and how it was so such a trickle of information.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very controlled and very contrite. And then this
It's
just
just
flood.
info.
Like, you want information? Here
You
we go.
got it.
So I mean, it's like kind of a cheerleader, kind of bird influenced Pokemon.
So it's kind of like dealing
Or
in that
Rotom
there's-
or something
yeah,
like that,
any of
yeah.
those that change typing. So there's 4 types. There's fire, electric, psychic, and
Psychic
ghost.
and Ghost. Yeah, they're all flying.
Yeah,
secondary.
so one is and they're all flying type. Yeah, so one is sort of like a like a tango dancer.
I think they all are, aren't they?
Well, they're all dancers, and they've
all got different kinds
Yeah.
of
Motifs.
so
Yeah.
one is like a tango dancer, one is a cheerleader, one is like an island dancer, and then one looks like a a Latin dancer with the fans and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I guess you're right.
So they all have different forms depending on what island they're on,
Yes.
and whatever color they are reflects the typing they are. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we can assume that. I think.
And
yeah.
what's really cool, and when we first saw this, we were like, well, that's kind of stupid. There's only 2 moves it can copy. Its ability is Dancer, which basically automatically copies a dance used by the enemy. So in the video, we see it versing a Mascarin, which uses Quiver Dance.
Yes.
And then Oricorio immediately does that move and receives the boost as well.
So
Yes.
you don't. It's not like you get the move in your
It's
move
not
slot.
mimic.
Yeah,
It's
so,
not
yeah,
mimic.
So it's not
It's
mimic.
automatic.
It boosts your stats, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
And we looked it up. So we've got Quiver Dance, we got Dragon Dance, we got Swords Dance, but then we also have moves like Teeter Dance. So I wonder if that does the attack back at them.
Yeah, that is a good question actually.
So we'll have to wait and see, because it is a dance move. There is quite a big... If you're interested in knowing the moves as well, just look it up on Bulbapedia or something. They always have the types of moves.
there are some good resources, and so look, I think it's an interesting Pokemon, and I think being of the 4 islands, I think it's a cool typing. It won't be on my team, but I rate it.
It'll be there
I
to
rate
collect it.
I think it's a cool
And it
Pokemon.
has a special attack, which is the same attack on all forms, but it does different typing
Yeah.
damage.
Oh, I didn't
so-
see that actually.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, cool.
and they've done that before. I think Arceus is the best example with that. with
Weather
Judgment.
Ball,
Yeah,
Weather
well,
Same
Ball,
thing, yeah.
So
What do we got next, Adam?
Well, we've got Meteor.
The
which-
love child of Lunatone and Solrock.
Yeah.
Basically, if a Meteor was the cutest thing ever...
Are they eyes? No, I don't think so. It looks like
Well, they're
it does
behind
look
the
like
eyes.
I'd say they're more craters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Craters for eyes.
Meteor, it's mini meteor.
Yeah.
I get it. I
Yep.
get it.
So-
So it's rock and flying, and it's got the ability Shields Down.
Which
Yes.
is a new ability that no Pokemon has ever had before.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of new abilities in this.
Yeah.
In this. From what we see in the video, it kind of looks like it's a substitute type thing, like a free substitute, possibly a King's Shield type, where we see it get hit and it has this big meteor looking outer shell, and then it just is this exposed Staryu looking thing. But it takes no damage.
So it gets
I
different
think
It reminds me of Rosalina's little star.
They
Yeah,
do.
it is.
does
It's
remind
a
me
Luma.
of
It's a Luma.
in a lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Oh, Rosalina,
Yeah,
right. I
yeah.
thought you said
Yeah.
Roselia.
Yeah. So it has 4 forms.
It's a
Again,
Luma.
colors based on the islands. Nothing in the video says that it will change its typing though, and I assume it will just stay rock flying. We should say
Yes.
that it is.
Oh,
rock
yeah, it's a
flying.
rock flying.
No,
type.
I said
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So
And I love the different colours. I do have a preference, obviously, for the blue one,
Yeah.
or the orange one. But
It's
I
a-
think
it's
to
a-
get all of them again. It's
it's
that catch them all aspect. So.
it's a darling little Pokemon.
It'd just be a different form.
Yeah.
Like in Pokédex, you just flick through it.
And
yeah.
I
It's such a cute gen.
really
it
cool.
seems
Really
like
cute.
it might not evolve, but if it does evolve, I really would be curious to see what it could bring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the meteor sort of thing. I can see this going on in the Aggie slash sort of system, like meteor, comet, and then some
Yeah,
other
exactly.
out of space.
Or I
Oh.
can see it having an impact in the story as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can
And
see
then
it.
we
Aaron,
got.
here we go. What's this next one? What are we looking at here?
I'm looking at
The
Donald.
new president of the
I'm
USA.
looking at. I'm looking at Donald Trump right now.
If you want to go for a walk in the rain, but you don't want to put on a gumboot, you just want to be a bit more cash, what would you wear?
Gumshoes?
Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. The new Pokemon.
That is a great segue.
Gumshoes. Now, everyone was talking about how much Donald Trump, well, how much that it looked like Donald Trump
Young Goose
for
looked
Young
like Donald
Goose.
Trump, yes.
And
Well, you didn't think it did.
I
You
didn't,
didn't
know,
see it.
I didn't really
We
see
all
it at
did,
the start.
obviously,
But Gumshoes, there is no way that is not based on him. There's no way that that's a coincidence.
It's pretty.
What? Can I just
uncanny.
ask? What do you guys think its name is actually referring to?
I don't know.
Like, it's not really wearing anything on its feet.
Well, I mean, it's a mongoose, so that's where oos comes from.
Yeah.
Gumsh, oos.
And this is the thing for me, like Young
guess-
Goose made sense as like a young mongoose. And
Yeah.
the Gumshoes, I like its teeth are a bit out there and it's got
I-
strong jaw.
I guess it's gum.
so
yeah.
it's gummy.
But
Yeah.
to the
That
name
way,
doesn't
but
really roll off the tongue like Young
Gumshoes.
Goose, you know. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
But
It's
even,
not a favourite of
yeah.
mine.
It
And
yeah.
Trump feelings.
Gumshoes
aside.
will become. we will be talking about Gumshoes later in the episode
What-
again, guys. He's making
what
a
if-
comeback.
We
so-
will be.
What if it was
yeah.
Trump shoes?
Let's move on. Let's not get into them too
Well,
much.
we should mention it keeps its ability stakeout and strong
Yeah,
jaw.
Sure, yeah.
Even its mannerisms, it stands with its
It's
hands
totally
behind its
him,
back
man.
as if it was just saying, "I'm gonna bite you.
You're
Yeah.
You're
fired.
fired."
Let's make Pokemon great again.
then we get a new little thing called Fomantis.
Fomantis, which evolves into Lurantis.
Lurantis.
Lurantis, sorry. It kind of has the Flabebe vibe.
Yeah, I get that too.
It kind of also Lurantis looks just like Levani.
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Or
Moon
like
Levani.
with a bit of Florges in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, they're praying mantises,
Yeah.
But it's
which is
interesting-
cool because we've never had that before.
It's an interesting choice. Again, it keeps its pure grass typing, which is not the best. I'm not a fan of grass Pokemon in terms of they don't seem to have a lot of resistances and in competitive play.
And
they
quite a
don't
lot of
really
weaknesses.
net.
Yeah.
They're
Quite a
very
lot of
much
weaknesses.
support Pokemon.
Yeah,
usually.
and
And
so
this,
But with
no
abilities
different.
like Leaf Guard and things as well, really
Yeah.
good to have in your team to protect your other
Yeah.
grass types.
certainly
something better for in game rather than like meta game.
Yeah,
'Cause-
Well, yeah, that
Yeah,
does well,
a few of them every gen kind of rise to the top, like Whimsicott and
yeah,
that sort of
Whimsicott,
thing. But like,
helping hand.
yeah, you don't
but
really
again,
get
they
that too
always
many.
have like a secondary typing. It seems like
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like I don't.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
and they have
name
a
pure
ability that
grass.
outlies them or something.
Like I like Tangela, but it's not.
Yeah.
Didn't set the
Oh.
world on fire. in
So
that.
Lurantis
Yeah.
gets a new move as well, Solar
Nose
Blade.
pass.
And Chris, you had a theory on Solar Blade.
Oh yeah, I just think it's going to be like a physical version of Solar Beam. So it's
Yeah.
like a a charging move. Yeah, two
Yeah.
stage move.
Looks really cool. So everyone's favorite Mudsdale.
Oh.
I thought it'd be a standalone, but we've got a Prevo, Mudbray,
Mm.
cute little brown horse.
Love it.
I
Like
like
donkey.
Yeah,
No,
I like
yeah, donkey.
both
You're right.
Evos from the moment I saw them, and I'm definitely going to be riding these around a lot during the game.
I'll catch them, but I'm not a huge fan. I think it is good to have another horse, like
Yeah.
Ponyta, and then
As well as Zeb
Munster.
Striker and stuff.
Zeb
I don't really
Striker.
use ground types too much, like straight ground.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's pretty cool though. I like the design.
Yeah, and it keeps the ability. Well, it has the ability to own tempo and stamina, as does Mudsdale.
Again, I think the concern with the ground types, Chris, maybe you might echo this, is that water types being so prevalent, it makes it not that strong in terms of like what it can deal with. But I love Mudsdale, and I think it will have a place on my team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And moving on from that, logically, we start seeing,
A very happy trainer riding his Mudsdale.
yeah.
Like a Rhyhorn in a
we
Rhyhorn
start
race.
talking about riding Pokemon. It opened with riding a Clydesdale, riding a Mudsdale.
Mudsdale, yeah.
Then we saw someone riding a Taurus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we've had this previously with Go-Go, but they've
It was
opened
exclusive to
Yeah,
Go-Go,
they've
wasn't it?
opened.
Yes.
Oh, and Rhyhorn at the front of your house,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
Rhyhorn and Rhyhorn. So they've opened it up. We've seen Mudsdale, Tauros. Then we get
saw
a
Sharpedo.
Sharpedo in the water. It looked like a Mega Sharpedo as
Yeah.
well.
We also saw
smashed
a lot
Taurus.
bigger,
Yeah,
yeah.
we saw Sharpedo and we saw
Yeah.
Taurus charging through rocks.
Something
Yeah.
interesting that we saw as well was Mudsdale's climbing up a rocky area, sort of like the Acrobike did. So
Yeah.
maybe I think there's going to be some areas where you have to have a
Interesting,
Pokemon
guys. So,
to
what do you think
to
about
solve.
this then?
Yes.
Pokemon replacing HMs.
I've-
Because we've got Rock Smash
That's it.
there, we've got Rock Climb, we've got Surf. So what do you guys think about that? That'd be pretty cool.
I think like it's possible, but I think they have to keep Surf like.
It would still be a
I think
move,
it'd
I'd say, yeah.
But just I think stepping away from the old HM now that TMs is more.
It just makes no
available.
sense that you can't
Just
delete it,
having a Pokemon be able to be like you don't have to teach it surf to surf.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
I
it's
think
just
it's a really
game.
cool.
It's
idea.
logical.
And
Like a
it's
water
logical.
Pokemon, of course, that can surf.
But the
Of
thing
course.
is, are all
This thing
water
can climb
Pokemon
rocks.
gonna have Surf?
I would love to bring
Like-
over a Lapras and ride around on a Lapras.
Yeah.
What?
But I mean, like,
Just-
Yeah.
Corsola's a water type. Are you going to be able to ride Corsola?
I think Corsola's quite a big Pokemon, actually.
Yeah, Corsa was
Yeah.
actually ridden by Misty quite a lot in the end.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yes,
know,
but just in general, I mean, like, as the Magikarp, are you going to be able to ride a Magikarp?
Yeah,
like,
well, within reason, maybe, yeah.
So I think there's certain Pokemon like
I think that if the Pokemon could learn the move, I think you should be able to surf it.
that'll work. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But we also got to see flying Pokemon, so it's kind of like the Eon Flute, except
It looks like Saw might be returning.
Yeah.
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 we see them riding a Charizard, and they've
Charizard
got
Racing.
that'd be
Yeah.
awesome, and it's got a like a saddle on it and some
Yeah, you got a
handles as
saddle,
well.
Definitely, it's very exciting.
All right,
Now-
so now we get into the meat of the video here.
I still don't know how I feel about
And
this.
this is very interesting. So it's the Island Challenge, and what the Island Challenge seems to be is that there's these 4 trial captains, each with their own special.
So we have
type.
Mallow, which is the
Which is
grass
grass.
type.
Lana,
Lana, water
Water.
type.
Sophocles.
Sophocles, which is the electric type.
and
and Kiawe.
Kawi, which is the
Don't know how
fire
we pronounce
type.
that.
Kyo.
We probably
So,
offended a few
okay,
people.
it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious those are the 4 types of islands we visit.
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
Which is interesting because we saw a lot of ice types, and there's no ice island.
Mhm.
So don't know how that's going to
Underwater.
go.
Well, maybe there's an ice part of the island.
Maybe,
Yeah.
or an ice path, yeah. So
But
what
there's
do you
lots
guys,
of water,
what do you
so it
guys
could
think
be.
about this?
Well, I think we should mention that there was rumors that there'd be no more badges.
yeah, no more
and
gyms.
No more gyms,
Yeah.
rather. And this seems to solidify
I think
that.
I think that is, we are very close to getting that sort of confirmed.
Okay, I am going to disagree a little bit because I think I feel like in previous games in the past we've not had the badges be revealed
Okay.
up until like really close to the game,
Mhm.
and so I still see that this is additive and not taking away from badges. I
Okay.
still think there could be 8 gyms.
Right.
But this is 4 more things on top of it.
Okay.
Because it is, I equate kind of with the Orange Islands thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't.
I think it'll be
have-
post game. I think it's like
No, this is-
within-
this is
No,
definitely
it's
not
within the
post-game.
game, though,
Right.
as a difference.
I think they wouldn't make such a big deal of it, and we should go on a little bit more
Sure.
before we do that. But I don't think they would add this much detail into this system if they were going to then put gyms on it.
Yeah,
But-
I can't tend to agree with
Yeah.
Tam.
Well, let's continue on
but
because
it's 4 instead of 8, so it's like, in terms of the longevity and the cycle, like, that's a harder sell to someone. It's like, oh, I'll try these 4 challenges instead of these
well,
8.
that's why if we
Yeah.
continue
I
now,
don't know. Maybe it just has something to do with how.
we get
Yeah,
this thing
yeah.
saying powerful totem Pokemon await at the end of each trial. Then we see Donald Trump again. He looks
Totem
elongated,
gumshoes.
and then it
Totem,
says
yeah, totem.
gumshoes.
Yeah.
And it says gumshoes or totem gumshoes aura is glowing. Its defense rose, and it calls in a young goose
As
for
its
support.
ally.
So it's like a
Pretty-
2-on-1 battle.
Pretty confusing.
Yeah.
We're not really
So
sure what's going
it's
on.
It's Super Saiyan. It's got its
almost like a
aura.
boss battle?
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
and it says to clear each island's challenge to fight the kahuna. So it looks like you're coming up against this totem Pokemon to challenge it and beat it. Whether or not you can catch it has yet to be seen.
Yeah.
Then you challenge the leader of the island.
Which Hala, who was previously shown, has been shown to be one of
So
those
I don't
people.
think you have island leaders and then gym leaders. So that's why I think they've replaced them. They wouldn't say challenge this leader. They wouldn't use the word leader and then have a gym leader.
Yeah, I tend to agree with
I
Cam.
have just had a second sort of thought there. Unless it works out somehow like the Pokemon League and they're the Pokemon League instead of the
Elite
regular
Four.
Pokemon
I like
League.
that. I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
they're the
Yeah.
Elite Four.
Maybe
So
that could be it. Yeah.
maybe every 2 badges you can attempt to defeat one of them, or once you've got all 8 badges, you are now allowed to fight. Attempt to complete the island challenges. So again, we have no idea.
Either
They
way, it
haven't
looks
let us
very
in.
different to what we're used to in past games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, which I like. As
Yeah.
long as you strain
Yes.
from the formula in a way that is new and exciting, and it seems new and exciting, I think that's great.
We're still going to have the core Pokemon game with the battle mechanics, you know,
Yes.
but maybe some of what you do is a little bit different, and
Yeah.
I'm all for that, you know.
Well, we've already seen new forms, the possibility of, gyms changing up. Then we
Riding
see
Pokemon.
riding Pokemon.
That's it, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
So we thought.
I don't like as much as I'm not sure about not having badges. This I can say I'm against this right now. It probably will win over on me like Poplio did.
Sure.
so in 5 minutes you'll be
yeah.
Z moves,
Z moves.
Dragon Ball Z moves,
Z moves.
Z.
We're in Australia.
Shows.
Do you think they called them Z moves
It's
because they had a Z version and they were just like, let's stop
I
developing on
think
this?
no, Z is just a thing in Japan. I'm not sure the meaning behind it,
Yeah.
but it's like Dragon Ball Z. They'll put like Z means something. It's an initialization of something. I'm sure. I couldn't tell you the real reason.
Kind of
So there's
Kinda
a Z
next
move
level.
for every type.
Yeah, so basically it's like you get it to use it once every.
They're pretty cool.
Once every
Battle.
every battle.
Did they
And-
say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Once every
And
battle.
so it's just this big overwhelming move. It's kind of like a final smash. In a lot of games like Dragon Ball Z, when you enter your special code or whatever, it takes you to like a cutscene. That's what it is. Each typing has its own one, and it says it can only be used once, which leads us to believe that Megas may have been subtracted from the game. Because
Yeah.
how could you have one
kinda
Mega
think that-
Evolve per battle, then one Z move per battle?
Yeah.
And does each Pokemon get every single Pokemon get a Z move, or is it like Mega where it has to have a special stone on it? Do you get it post game?
I think it might be connected to your trainer.
Yeah.
A lot has been changed in the battle mechanics.
I still think they're not going to go away from Mega Evolutions because Mega Evolutions were so well received and I think actually brought a lot of people back into the game. And that's what they've tried to do with this game in terms of things like the Ninetales reveal and the Sandslash reveal tonight and the Executor reveal tonight is again play on that nostalgia like
Yeah.
Pokemon Go did. And I think
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right.
they're not going to stray away from it. I think there was something to be said when Mega Evos were revealed. They said every Pokemon should be able to Mega Evolve or every fully evolved Pokemon. So I think we will... it's something they can build upon in games, one after the other. So I don't think they're going to move away from it.
Yeah.
What I do think might happen, actually, coming on reflection of this 4 trials thing instead of badges, is that they might be a post-game in some form where we do visit another region.
Like the what are they called? The Delta series.
Yeah,
That
like
type
the
of
Delta
thing.
series.
Yeah.
I would love to go back to Kalos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be really great.
I think.
What do you think?
I think Kalos could be something.
I think if we're going to go back anyway, it's going to be Kalos.
Yeah.
Maybe I think bring back. Do you remember the black and white town that was post game where you could build up the town?
Yeah,
and
Black
have more?
City and White Forest.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe
I
have
never
that
really
sort
liked
of
that, to be honest, though.
It had some cool ideas behind it, but the
Yeah.
post game wasn't good enough to catch up with
Yeah.
it. But maybe something like where it's post game, you travel to a tunnel and the tunnel takes you there, and it's sort of like a separate instance rather than a full open map. So you can explore, a special region of it without having to go too far into it, and that way you get the experience of exploring Kalos. Put some Delta missions in it.
Sure.
But not have to go off and replay the whole game again. Because I don't think we're gonna. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see a game where you go back and get to collect another 8 badges.
Yeah, that probably won't happen again. It's a pipe dream at this
Yeah.
stage, but I'd really love it.
But that's the Pokemon
pretty much
announcement.
it, yeah.
Huge.
Available November 18,
Yeah.
2016.
We should-
So you got like 3 months to wait.
Yeah, we should quickly mention last episode we were saying that there's going to be another announcement because we managed to just record the last 2 podcast nights on the night that a Pokemon announcement was put.
Yeah.
So last week we got a few new Pokemon as well.
Yes.
The
So that's
standout
2 weeks ago. Yeah?
Yes, the
Yes.
standout to me being Mimikyu, which is basically a ghost type that wears a Pikachu costume.
Yep.
And when it gets hit for the first time, it's a free substitute. It's a background substitute, which looks
Yeah,
really
that was
cool.
definitely my favorite as well.
Going to be
This-
on my team for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think we should cover all of them now,
Yeah.
but if they are some really cool ones.
Yeah, and I think
You don't want to cover them all?
Well, we can
There
if we
wasn't
wanted,
many.
but
We'll
like,
just go through them quickly. There's Beware, which was the big normal type bear.
like a 2 meter tall bear,
Yeah, which looks
massive
pretty
bear.
cool.
weird looking thing. Looks
Yeah.
like a meme. It's weird.
Yeah, oh,
weird
it's
thing.
pedo bear.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. That's what everyone's calling it.
Yeah.
Like,
Pedo bear.
someone- yeah.
Um,
But
and Mudsdale.
We
was
got
one
to see
that was
Mudsdale.
revealed. So again, Team Mudsdale all the way.
Oh right, yeah. So because we
Mudsdale
saw the
wasn't
prevo,
real,
yeah.
yes.
We got Mimikyu, which was the one we just mentioned.
yeah,
Comfey, which is the lay,
yeah.
the lay. Pokemon.
Can I
Yeah.
say, I know you don't like this. It should have been Peekaboo.
Nah, it shouldn't
I
have
hate
been.
it.
Terrible.
Hate it.
Sorry, Aaron.
Also-
You're wrong.
Also,
You're dismissed.
You're
Boom
incorrect.
Sweet was another grass type. So again, not a big fan of these
Okay,
grass.
so
sort
I've
of
just got it
fairy
here. So
flower
we got
things.
Beware, which had Hammer Arm,
Yeah.
normal fighting type.
Yep.
Mimikyu, Ghost type, disguised Pokemon, no move slash. We got Wimpod,
Oh yeah, that was
That
the,
had a cool one.
That was that
A
barnacle one.
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Turntail Pokemon.
But like,
Yeah.
let's talk about its ability. So when it's hit with an attack,
It looks like when it's below 50 HP, but
yeah,
we don't know. It might have been super
It then
effective.
switches out.
It runs away.
and runs away.
Which
So,
is really
which is a
cool.
cool mechanic.
we
I
got
think.
Bounce Sweet,
Mhm.
which
Yeah,
is the
talk
grass
about
type.
Bounce
Again with Leaf Guard.
yeah.
So we've seen 2 Pokemon with Leaf Guard so far.
Yeah.
Too many.
Then we got Flower
Too many
Klefki.
grass.
Then we got Comfy,
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
the lay,
Yeah, it's Klefki all over again.
Yeah.
It's just around, but
I don't know yet.
yeah,
with Flower Veil and Triage, which looks like an interesting ability.
yeah.
Um,
And that
straight fairy type, and that was
all the
about
new
it.
ones
Yeah.
we got.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got Mudsdale.
So
Obviously.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright.
So I guess we should say welcome back to everyone who decided to skip forward for the spoilers.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're moving on from Pokemon to
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yes.
So
I had to
Pokemon.
rename this podcast.
Pokemon Go still a thing.
yes.
Yes.
We're all still playing it. It hasn't taken a turn like Miitomo did, where it
No.
was really popular for a
Yeah.
second.
No, but I think the loyal fan base of this game has truly come across some hard times in the last couple of
Yeah.
Mm.
days, if I may.
And it's
Yeah.
because of something pretty major, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah, definitely. Look, so the game got updated on the weekend, and as a result, there were things that were taken out that caused a lot of anguish. And
Footprints.
angst. Yes. To be fair, the footprint feature, so that you can find Pokemon that are nearby and sort of hone in on them, had been removed from the game in the most recent update. And the reason was it hadn't been working for
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, at least 2 weeks it wasn't working.
Yeah, so the game would just say that all Pokemon that were in the nearby screen were 3 footprints away, which was not correct.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't the best system, but it was a system nonetheless. To me, it feels like if you got Foxtel and one channel got bad reception, they're like, "Oh, okay, well we'll get rid of the channel. You don't have that channel anymore." It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
it just like they better replace it with something.
Well,
soon.
it wasn't so much bad reception as a black screen, to be
Yeah.
honest.
yeah,
Well,
because
it-
it just wasn't working at all.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you could see how. The order of the Pokemon.
Yeah, the order of the Pokemon.
In the first one was the closest.
yeah,
But you
but
just
it
had
was
no
still quite
idea.
finicky in that instance.
Oh, it was very vague, you know?
Yeah.
This feels like a bit of a band-aid solution. Okay, we'll just remove it, you know?
Yeah,
We
don't
can't figure
worry.
out what's going on. Let's remove it. Hopefully they get back to it.
Yes.
But you're probably leading into it, Adam, but what's happened in lieu of that
Well,
as
so
well?
my understanding, the reason why they did it was to stop the server load, because it makes sense that you are seeking more information from the server in terms of the location of the Pokemon. And so many people are playing this game that this is an issue, so that's how they reacted. But this was also coupled with the fact that a lot of third-party tracker websites,
Pokevision.
which have been
So people stepped up, filled
Yes.
the gaps.
filled the gaps, that the game wasn't working over the past couple of weeks. And PokeVision was one in particular where the creator was able to sort of pinpoint where the Pokemon were and how long the Pokemon was going to be there for.
Yeah.
It was a great resource. I used it. I didn't consider it to be cheating the game in any way.
Yeah, it's difficult,
I can
isn't
see
it?
the
Yeah.
argument both ways, though. I can see someone saying, "Oh, it's cheating and it's taking away from the game."
The thing is, it's not giving you an unfair advantage. You still have to go to the place.
Yeah.
So
It is not as if like you're becoming severely overpowered by doing this thing.
Oh,
I mean, it's available to everyone with an internet connection and a laptop, pretty much. So it's not.
But
Right.
then, well, sorry.
Everyone is on the same level
Yeah.
playing field, I would say,
Yeah.
if you choose
Yeah.
to participate.
Sure.
But I can completely understand where they're coming from.
But even then, you still have to catch the Pokemon, and you have to, be able to level it up. I don't think the advantage is any more than you would have if you just use the in-game one anyway. So it's just lets you check another area. But
Yeah.
all the servers have been taken down.
So
PokeVision
the
doesn't work.
Niantic founder has actually come out, John Hankey, has come out and said that he does not approve of any of these third-party apps and believes that they kind of go against the terms of service of the game. And so there were rumours that they sent out cease and desist on not that. Those haven't been substantiated. But all those apps have been taken down by those creators because they do want
And
to
we've
respect the
seen
wishes of Niantic.
companies like PokeVision who have come out and tweeted quite regularly saying things like, sorry guys, don't know what's going on yet, we'll keep you posted. Then when they found out themselves, they said, look, we won't be using this anymore.
Yeah.
And they've been quite open with what's going on to everyone, which is pretty good.
Certainly they have. But I think for me, it speaks to a problem with Niantic in terms of that. I think for them, and I feel for them, like I get it. Like at that company, they didn't expect it to be so big. Like we knew this game had potential to be, well versed among us. But we didn't have no idea it would
Crack
give
the
us the
mainstream.
second wave of Pokemania, if you will. So I get that part of it, but the problem is now is that they've essentially, and I think the PokeVision creator himself was right on the money in this, they've essentially said, here's this game of Marco Polo, if you will, and we've removed the Polo part.
Yeah.
Still, good luck finding a Pokemon, right?
Marco.
Pretty much. Pretty much. You're right. I think that I really, really hope that this is a stopgap solution until they get their act together.
There's rumors there was going to be like an arrow system. I think they'd come out and like it wasn't a completely unsubstantiated.
And they need
rumor,
some
but-
sort of indication of how close you are or what general direction to go.
Yeah.
Rather than just wandering aimlessly.
Trial and error.
It's
In
not.
the
It's
beta,
not.
they
That's
had,
not fun.
They had meters,
Yeah.
to my understanding.
Yeah.
They
That would be
had an
fantastic.
exact number of meters,
Yeah.
which I think is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And some people might say that's too exact, but I think if you add an orienteering, like a real orienteering element
Compass or something.
to that scavenger hunt, because that's what Pokemon Go is,
Yeah.
I think you really are going to capture people and get people on side. And I think the decision to update the game and, remove this feature, coupled with the fact of closing down all these sites, and also the one thing they did was remove the battery saver component in iOS devices.
Only iOS, still in Android.
Still on Android.
Yeah, I kind of
that's
think that
'cause
was
it
a
was
mistake.
buggy.
I think that was a mistake.
It was buggy.
But it
anyway.
was buggy.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
But-
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
turned mine
No,
off. Yeah.
If you-
Can I also point out that while they have removed the battery saver function, they have substantially increased the amount of powered users in the game
Yeah,
itself.
it's
So
Decreased?
they've decreased. Yeah,
Decreased.
it's
Okay,
better
good.
for the battery now anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And they probably would have run tests and found out that the battery saver mode did not do that work on iOS.
No.
To the point.
Yeah.
So right now, even though you lost battery saver mode, your phone's probably using a lot less power anyway.
And
But
it
it
is.
is psychological, right?
Yeah.
To even just remove that feature says to a lot of people that,
We don't care.
we don't care if your battery's
Well,
run out.
it has been.
after all,
It's
session.
been very negative this update because it's taken away all these things that we want and hasn't given us anything really new to compensate for it.
People are also talking about, Pokemon are fleeing more.
It's
harder
been
to
so much
catch.
harder to catch after this update as well.
I feel the opposite. I have had some time with the app, and I feel it is easy for me to catch. So I think that, again...
We're not all as good as you are.
Yeah.
No.
Can we all touch on how the transfer buttons moved?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good. That is
was
good.
a good thing. So the transfer button is now at any point in the when you scroll onto the Pokemon, which makes it easy to transfer.
The only downside to that, the only negative is it's actually one more click
It is
that you
one
have to
more
do.
click.
So
But the
it's,
scroll
instead of two,
is less,
But
and it's got
the
rid of the
scroll
map.
and click versus
yeah,
the
refine
location
things on
map.
the map and the Pokeball.
And badges have been redeveloped, so they have their own
the
individual.
artwork's cool,
the
yeah.
artwork, and they have done a texture upgrade. The
Cool.
Pokeballs
Happy with
look
that.
really schmick now. They look like real sort of balls.
Yep.
And the background area, I'm pretty sure has improved as well. Like the trees, when you have AR off,
Cool.
look a bit better.
Even
than-
things like I've noticed when I catch Pokemon and it breaks out of its ball, I see a note on the screen saying
it
the
says
Pokemon,
the Pokemon
broke free.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's some really
Just
cool
a bit
stuff
of,
like
you know-
that. Bit of flavor.
But I think the problem is Niantic are, and they're taking the Nintendo route, is that they're not effectively communicating why they do these changes.
Yeah.
So we were left in the dark. The app, PokeVision, that website stopped working. People were left in the dark, had no idea how it was going to work. I think Niantic need to effectively communicate with this user base if they want to keep them on site and continue to keep them on site.
Big time.
There are going to be people that are going to drop off in the coming weeks. There are, 100%, as people hit that point where they can't catch any more Pokemon. But to me,
I feel people will be revisiting this as more stuff is released, though.
Sure.
Say when more gens are released, or trading and battling's released, these people will come back.
Yeah. Look, I think that, you're right, they will come back, but you don't want to lose them forever. Like, you don't want to burn people straight away. And I think, unfortunately, with this update in particular, they've burned quite a few people. So, look, overall, I'm still playing it. And just one more thing as well. The nests have changed. So
we don't
about
know
this.
if this is coincidental
The what?
on the month. Nest locations. So you know how we'll use Perth as an example. Kings Park was just Hitmonlee Central. It's been replaced with Krabbies now. So we don't know if that's just a secondary effect from the update, or if they are going to change nests every month.
I like that.
Well, Cam, it wasn't so much a secondary effect from the update because Friday night I was out hunting and we had gone to a known Kangaskhan nest, and by the time we'd reached the place, it had then transferred to Rhyhorns.
Okay.
And at the time we didn't understand what was going on.
Could you saw the physical change?
Well, I saw the change on PokeVision. So I saw that
the update sort of the refresh changed.
the
everything.
refresh rates were changing, and
Gotcha.
Kangaskhan was not appearing at all. And Rhyhorns were appearing pretty regularly.
Yeah, okay.
So I went home and investigated further, and more people were saying this amongst typical Perth nests, and it was sort of confirmed on Reddit.
So was this before the update?
This was before the
Okay,
update.
so
the update was on Saturday.
I feel like that is an on purpose thing then. So I guess nests will be cycled through, which is probably best anyway. Cause
I love this idea.
Yeah.
Again, and maybe it was cool that it wasn't communicated.
Yeah.
It did kind of burn a few people, though, that had a plan to maybe go to a specific nest to get enough Pokemon to evolve.
Because I have between Mount Henry Bridge and Canning Bridge, I ride my bike around there, and you can catch lots and lots of Magikarps. That's how I got my Gyarados. And as I was riding back from Kings Park today, because I went for a quick ride, I caught an Omanyte, which I'd never caught around there.
Yes.
So that's kind of they're there now, but weren't before. So I
Yeah,
think
there
we've
was
seen a
this
big
one
shift.
park in Perth called, it was dubbed by players Growlithe Park.
Yes.
No longer Growlithe Park.
I went there on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So how lucky was I to go there on Friday afternoon and get that Arcanine? And so there's actually a list on Reddit where apparently it moves up into the Pokedex, so into the next available slot. So that's why.
Okay.
So I think Krabby and Hitmonlee are pretty close.
Yeah.
So it went up.
Well,
to
that makes
Krabby
sense
and-
because
Sure.
I was catching Dratinis, and so if you go down from Dratini,
It's
you
Omanyte.
got Omanyte.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Well, you got the birds and then Omanyte.
Yeah.
So
There you
it
go.
might go up a level. So look, this is still unconfirmed at this point, and that's why again I said this last time we recorded. I really do love the mysterious aspect, and
It's like being a kid again. We don't know every bit of information ahead of time. Like this new Pokemon game coming out, we know some of the Pokemon, we know the new, the new settings and the new gameplay styles. But
things
with
are different,
Pokemon Go, we have no idea what's going to happen next.
But the problem is Niantic still need to effectively communicate. So there needs to be that line, like that fine line between that mystery that like, don't tell us anything about Ditto. That's still cool. You know,
Yeah.
if there's still a way for us to get Ditto,
But
Can
if
I
it's-
say people are hunting hard for Ditto?
It's
They
not.
really
It's not
are.
in the
They're not gonna
game, so
find
just
it.
give up.
Yeah.
This is back to the Pokemon Snap days, though.
yeah.
I think like things that don't affect things that do affect everyday play. Mention it. Have it like you
Yeah.
know do something like
Things that are about user experience.
yeah.
Give us,
I know it'll be tricky, but I like on the new update, whenever you log in, it will say a message like don't drive and play Pokemon Go. Don't go into private areas and stuff. It has a new safety message. Do something like what World of Warcraft did, where every time you would log in, it would have a welcome message that would mention recent changes or something like that. So just a quick hey, Nest as of blah 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 blah, Pokemon Nest locations have changed. And
Well,
that would
what do
be
you
really
think-
simple.
I think those messages are them kind of mitigating and stepping away from saying that, hey, the game warns you.
Oh yeah, it's
The game
definitely
warns you not to do all this
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
it's legal red tape. It's all it is. It's them covering their backs, which they did from the beginning anyway. I mean, it's like
it's just
in
now
no way
more
were
in your
they.
face because
Yeah.
every time you open the app, there's a different message.
I don't think they were ever really promoting mobile use while driving, but they could have been a bit more, a bit more. Hey, don't do this. But yeah.
Certainly. And Chris, what do you think about kind of the messaging going forward? And are we going to see
Communication.
an update in like the next couple of weeks that's going to give us this functionality back? Like,
Tracking, you mean?
tracking.
I hope so.
What do
I
you think?
kind of don't think it will be, to be honest. Yeah, I've kind of given up on the tracking happening. I think they're just going to go with what they've got now, and they might put resources into other areas, like maybe trading or gym battles or something.
But it's quite.
Well, they
worrisome.
also updated gym battles as well.
Well, yes, they did.
And
They run a lot smoother now.
And there's
are
a lot
more
of
efficient.
rumors going around, and a couple of websites have reported it as if it was from Niantic. So I'm not 100% sure how true it is. But we've got like Gen 2 Pokemon coming in early 2017 apparently, a breeding system and changes to battles. Now the website I saw it on was a credible source, but the images they used were pulled straight from a fan post on Facebook, I believe, saying, "Hey, wouldn't this be cool?"
Right.
So
Yeah, no,
I feel like they're almost certainly rumors, but yeah, it's hard to tell. And
Again,
Yeah, the
only-
article that
Yeah.
I saw was fake. It was actually a link to an IGN article that didn't go anywhere. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fake.
Well, the only official real announcement that was Niantic's Comic-Con panel.
yeah,
Which was so interesting because it's meant to be in this room that was not that full, and then it was moved to Hall H, which was the biggest capacity.
Yeah.
So that's the only official really way we have to go, and then obviously any patch notes that come out in this update. There was another update today, which had no material changes. Again, just text fixes, and some conspiracy theorists said, well, the only reason they updated it was because the last version on the App Store had gotten so many negative reviews.
right.
Because at the moment it's sitting on like 1.5 stars on the iTunes.
Well, something
What,
I wanted
really?
to
yeah, it is.
something
It's
I
actually this
okay.
current version.
So that's unbelievable. Okay.
Because people have reacted so
Well,
negatively.
That's what I was going to say. That there was some warnings today saying don't update because thousands of people have actually lost their account and they've had to start over. They haven't been able to
Other
log in,
bugs
and,
have been
they've
popping
actually
up.
lost their player ID.
That's interesting, man. And I wonder if that ties into Google account logins or Pokemon Trainer account logins.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Probably in terms of how they're implemented, obviously because they run on different servers.
Yeah.
I mean, to wrap it all up, I'm still continuing on with it, and
I think we're all still playing,
yeah, I'm still seeing like as long as I see a new Pokemon every day, like, and I am because I kind of do those things to like ensure that I'm getting things ticked off my checklist. I'm still getting a lot out of it, but I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with the tracking stuff.
I
How
think.
about you?
Yeah.
Guys?
I think we should move on. Like,
Yeah,
I'm so sick of
I'm
talking about
kind of
Pokemon
wiping
Go,
Pokemon Go right now, to be honest, after talking about it all last episode. So,
yeah.
but because there is some other stuff that I think we're all kind of excited about.
Well, it's
we want
still
to get
generating the crowds. I'll
Yeah.
just say, I'll leave it on that. It's still generating crowds. People still
Taking a
interested
bit of a
in it.
dip, but
Still,
You
they're
get
still
that.
around.
so,
All right,
yeah.
moving on.
Well, now the last bit of big news that we've had this week.
Yes.
Wouldn't call it news. Let's call it rumors and leaks.
It's unsubstantiated rumor, but it's from Eurogamer, so
Yeah, it's pretty
These
incredible.
are probably the most credible rumours
You could
we've
say
had
there.
to date.
yeah,
Incredible.
it's incredible.
Well, they are incredible in terms of what they say.
Chris,
So,
did you want to kick it off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
tell
sure.
us.
So Eurogamer, it was probably midweek last week. I think it was around about Wednesday or Thursday that they just dropped this bomb. It was pretty much leaking a few of the codename NX details. So basically, it's a high-powered portable console that you dock at home with detachable controllers. It uses game cards. It's powered by an NVIDIA mobile chip, which is a Tegra X1, I believe.
Yes.
And reveal's happening in September. So a
So
lot to digest there.
It sticks pretty much with the rumors that you've heard, so it's pretty true to what everyone's been saying. This sort of hybrid.
vaguely. With
Which
different-
I'm not
different
sure if
shapes and
that
stuff,
really corroborates it or discredits
Yeah.
it, because anyone can sort of say
Well,
that.
well, to me, it kind of corroborates it because, again, a reveal in September is a 6-month window to launch, assuming March 2017.
It's only 1 month away now as well.
Yeah, which is
That's crazy.
But, it gets people hyped up for the holiday season with Nintendo as well. An announcement like this makes sense. I think it's basically looking at what the Wii U had in terms of promise and is trying to deliver on that promise later in a better way.
So the power is it's on par with, it was the Xbox One that it's on par with, but it's not.
We don't really know what's
We don't
actually
know anything
in it
about
yet.
power.
So,
Okay.
we know that it's going to be much more powerful than the Wii U.
Yeah.
That's almost guaranteed. And it's going to be insanely more powerful than the 3DS.
Yeah.
But I
So-
think in terms of anyone thinking, there were rumors at some point saying, this is going to be more powerful than PS4. There's no way that's
There's no way that's happening. It's at best we're on par with Xbox One, but we have to remember that this is an entirely new, most likely an entirely new concept. So being able to
It's
take
hard
your
to compare it
games
to those things.
on the go,
Yeah.
really, the handheld component might actually handicap it in some way.
Yeah. Well, we're going back to carts, hopefully.
We spoke about this in
Yeah,
the
we
previous
spoke about
episode.
that
I'm
previously,
so stoked
so-
with that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about consoles.
Especially
Adam,
just
did you say
looking
you
at-
weren't?
I think it makes sense for what the rumor is being a handheld that you can take with you. CDs would be a horrible idea.
Yeah, well, UMD. Sure.
Or
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
We're
still
looking
gonna
at
be
32
digital
gigabytes. That's what they're saying about 32
That's pretty
gigabytes.
huge.
for each game.
Yeah.
That's difficult though for me because I think you would think a game like Zelda would be pushing it and being, say, over 32 gigabytes in terms of the vastness of that game.
I think
Yeah,
we
well,
might
just-
see some installs. Like the
Yeah.
basic memory, you need to have a terabyte.
Yeah, well,
At
it's
least
gonna
like
have some sort of
500
decent-
gigabyte
some sort of
SD.
decent storage. Yeah, I mean, just for comparison, the 3DS has game cards that are 8 gigabytes in capacity,
Yeah.
and I think the Wii U is a 25 gigabyte proprietary sort of Blu-ray-ish type thing. Splatoon was like 1 point something gigabytes.
So,
like,
guys, if it is a quote unquote their next handheld but a console, what kind of price point are they trying to hit? Because are they going to try and hit the 3DS?
It's a really
price
tough
point
one to
at
say,
launch?
isn't it?
Like a 300. Because I don't think they can go 400 Australian with this
Not
thing,
with a handheld.
aspect to it.
I
Because
think
it's just going to be too expensive for kids.
A price
Very
point between the Wii U and the 3DS new when they came out, I think would probably be, if it's going to be a combination of them, then that's probably what we're looking at.
And also thinking about kids as well, so how does it work in multi-user households? So, let's say, little Johnny and little Christy want to go out.
Little Johnny and little Chrissy
Yeah,
at it
don't
again.
forget
No, they don't want to go out. They want to, they're
Going
in
out
the
going
car.
all the time.
They're in the car, and they both want to play.
yeah.
I still don't know how that's going to work. Are you going to have to own an NX? Am I going to have to own an NX? I will be curious to see how that works
Yeah.
out in terms of implementation.
And something I was talking to Chris about this when we saw the announcement or the rumor, how will controllers work with it? Are we going to have pro controller use? I think it's safe to say Wiimotes will be shoved away.
Well, I've seen some mock-ups that kind of look like Wiimotes attached to the left
side of
them,
it,
and
yeah.
they look
Yeah.
they do look quite simplified and basic, and I'm still, I do want controllers that have some feedback and have some heft to them.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit of a concern of mine. If they're just basic Wiimote-esque control, like the Wiimote is not my optimal choice of playing a game.
No, it definitely isn't, especially when you play it on the side. It's quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But, so the second part of this is like detachable controllers
Yes.
from the side. So we're just assuming that it kind of just goes, you snap it off and then do you hold them separately or are you snapping them together and holding, it's like
Who
what,
knows?
so many questions and, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty keen to see this thing
so excited.
properly.
Yeah.
Busy second half of the year anyway.
Well, yeah, and another thing as well. So I think in the Eurogamer article they did sort of firmly report that it wouldn't be backwards compatible, and obviously
Right.
if it's cartridge based, it won't be.
But I would love to see somehow working 3DS backwards compatibility into it.
I would love to see that too, Chris. And I think that would be even a big sell. Like play your 3DS games on the big screen. Like, that would be cool. Also, I think it's really important that the Nintendo account stuff be solidified, and I think their partnership with DENA would hopefully lead to that.
Yeah.
And I think that hopefully means that, like, you know, if I buy Virtual Console games, that they can sync over to the NX. But again, hopefully we'll know more in a month.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Pretty crazy times.
Busy.
Yeah, between Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon
Zelda,
Go, and the NX, it's been a pretty busy couple of weeks and a busy few months ahead.
Yeah.
Guys, have you been playing any Nintendo games before we sort of sign off? Have any Nintendo games sort of taken your eye that aren't Pokemon Go?
To be honest,
it's just been Pokemon Go.
I've still got Monster Hunter Generations, but I've not been able to dedicate as much time to it as I would have liked.
Sure.
Chris, you were mentioning Darksiders coming to Wii, the original one.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of it. I'm so keen.
Darksiders, the War Mastered Edition, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Man, I'm definitely keen
so
for that.
Can we buy
if I can get that for $28.
I somehow think it'll be a $60 title, Ken.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Maybe next year it'll be $20.
Yeah.
Gotta
Wii
give some
titles are
money
getting
to-
cheap, man. They're getting cheap.
They are.
Which is
It might not be
who
too
owns
long
the
until we.
Darksiders IP now? Is it WB? No, who bought
That
THQ?
is a great
Yeah,
question.
I have no idea.
couldn't tell you.
Activision? I don't
who
know.
the money goes to. But yes, that'd be
Definitely
curious.
ain't THQ.
Yeah.
Um,
Rest in peace.
Look,
should we delve into I just wanted to maybe talk a little bit about the financial stuff before we go as well.
yeah, go for it. I don't know too much. You'll.
Well, I'll just tell
It's
you.
not good, let me tell you.
It's a dire position. So Nintendo stock price. We talked about how last time it jumped so much, and then Nintendo came out and said, "Guys, look, we actually don't develop Pokemon Go. We have a small stake in the company," and so immediately, in one day, it had fallen 18%, which is the most that it can fall in one day on the Japanese stock exchange. And then that coupled with Q1 earnings, which were saying that, basically console sales had stalled, handheld had stalled, also Amiibo was on the decline.
It's amazing what happens when you don't put out any games.
Yeah. Well, I think
Crazy,
that's
right?
fair. And I think it is a weak first quarter. Like, we look at those titles, it's, Star Fox and, I liked Planet Kirby, but it's not something flying off the shelves. And we've got such a weird, thing coming up with Metroid Prime Federation Force, which none of you guys are excited about. And I mean,
take it or
Yeah.
leave it.
also as a public service announcement, Blast Ball is now out as a free demo
Yeah, it
on
is.
3DS. So
Yay.
I would be curious to at least try that part.
A worse version of Rocket League. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Well,
It's not good, yeah.
So
You should try it out and let us know.
I will. But how do we think? I just think these financials are kind of showing more than ever that look, Q1 probably was never going to be the best for them. They probably are going to have a stronger holiday with Pokemon. Again, Pokemon is going to fly off the shelves.
Yeah. I've already had people messaging me tonight saying, I'm sold.
Yeah.
It's just because of these
Lots-
Gen 1 Pokemon.
Lots of people coming back.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends have mentioned an interest in coming back to it.
Yeah. Which
Shout out.
I love.
It was always going to be very interesting for me personally, seeing how Pokemon Go would relate to the sales of Sun and Moon, and how sales of Sun and Moon with these new people playing it would then relate to the meta game and the competitive side of it. So we're going to see a lot more people on the competitive side, or
Yeah. I think.
I think so. I think we could. Again, the Pokemon Go might have an effect. I think it will have an effect in terms of more sales for Pokemon Sun and Moon. But I think I think there's been a bump in sales for Pokemon games since Pokemon Go came out.
Oh, yeah.
As
And all the other stuff that kind of toys and stuff have increased. I've seen way more interest in buying stuff. Anything that's like Nintendo or
Pokemon cards on eBay.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
more
exactly.
People search for that. So, but I don't know how much that plays into the nostalgia for the original 150 versus I'm gonna look at this franchise and give it a second look.
Steph actually said to me that the Pokemon hand guide from
Dimmicks?
Yeah, Dimmicks completely sold out last week.
Wow.
Yeah, like, out of
so there's,
nowhere.
there's
Yeah.
the supplemental effect of the Pokemon Go craze.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right. Well, is there any other topics you guys wanted to tackle before we shut up?
We've had a nice solid hour almost.
One last thing on NX.
Okay.
It's going to be really, really cool to see Nintendo consolidate their development to one console.
I think it's the right move for them because
one console.
like everyone else is basically a single console company now.
Yeah.
PlayStation, I don't think they're going to go back into handheld.
No,
Xbox
no
haven't done anything ever anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I think focus on one thing. If you can get it powerful enough to be the avatar between the console and the handheld universes, then they can focus on one. By doing one console, you've already doubled your production.
Well, keep in
the
mind,
next game that comes out for Sun and Moon, right? There's your console Pokemon that everyone wants.
Yeah.
Then and there.
keep in mind also, Xbox are doing the whole cross PC thing right now.
Yeah, that's not quite strictly like being, that's not having another console, but it's still something cool.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like I think like we spoke about it before. It would be great to live in a world where you can get Xbox games on Wii and Wii games on Xbox, but it's just not going to happen. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, tell your friends.
Thank you to our awesome live viewers.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
this
thanks for
episode. You guys have
joining.
been great.
And if
Thanks,
if you didn't join us live, go back and watch it anyway.
Yeah, watch it in the archives.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing my Pokemon jacket because it's in the wash.
Yeah,
But-
I'm wearing
Hi, Chris.
Hi, yes,
We're
Chris,
all
there we
actually
are.
not wearing anything Nintendo related.
Yeah.
No, we're not actually.
Look, I want to just step away from one quick second and just give a shout out to our friend Ben, friend of the podcast. He's been on a couple of episodes. He married his wonderful girlfriend, who's now his wonderful wife. Me and Chris were lucky enough to be groomsmen for it, so it was a very nice ceremony. So I think it just deserves a quick shout out to Ben.
Yeah,
Not that
thanks,
he'll
Ben.
ever listen or watch this.
Yeah, no, he
because
never
he's a terrible friend. I wish I wish I never went to his wedding.
Wow.
Screw you,
Wow,
Ben.
that's harsh.
Just
No,
kidding.
we've got nothing but love for our friends and the people who continue to support us.
The Red Coin family continues to grow
Definitely
and flourish.
does, yes. And so, yes, please continue to get involved. Continue to enjoy listening to us, and we'll continue to put it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.